Treaty, I think the point was well made by Desmond O'Toole, who in fact has done great work in organising the Irish branch of the European the Socialists, the PES, and he has, I think it's about 150 members at the present time, so anybody wants to join as a support group, as part of the support group, certainly very welcome to do that. But he has really put his finger on the real issue, and that is that what we're looking for from the Labour Party is we're looking for the social agenda to be implemented throughout the European Union. That is it, the social strategy, the Lisbon strategy. That can best be implemented with an increase in the number of socialists and social democrats elected. That's why the elections coming up now are the key issue. As Martin Schulz said last night, 19 of the member states have neoliberal governments. We have to change that. We have to get a majority in the PES. So it really is the elections coming up in June that are the key issue now in relation to the future. In terms of the the motions on the Gaza siege, I would agree with what Michael Diaz presented it in terms of looking for a deferral. And I'll say the reasons that I think we should be going along that strategy, and I'll be very brief on this, is that Principes de Rossa has been doing sterling work in Europe. Michael D has been doing sterling work on the European Foreign Affairs Committee. I've been doing a bit on the European European Affairs Committee. And at this point in time, we have agreed, and we have all called for an international investigation. Human Rights has done so, Amnesty International has done so, the United Nations itself, for an international investigation into war crimes. And we want to pursue that. But we have also put in place a mechanism to pursue the matter ourselves within the Oireachtas. And we are now calling, and we have agreed on this, that the Special Rapporteur dealing with human rights on the Palestinian territories that have been occupied since 1967, and that the European Union Commissioner on External Relations and European Neighbourhood Policy, that they will be coming in to meet the European Affairs Committee. So also will be our own previous Foreign Affairs Minister and leader of this party, Dick Spring, who was the person who was Minister for Foreign Affairs at the time the Euromed trading agreement was signed. And we will be looking at it, particularly as Principes de Rossa has said, to look at it in terms of whether or not that particular agreement is being implemented in accordance with the law. In accordance, and I just quote, and I finish on this point, Article 2 says, relations between the parties, that's Israel and the European Union, as well as all the provisions of the agreement itself, shall be based on respect for human rights and democratic principles which guides their internal and international policy and constitutes an essential element of the agreement. I think when we have done those deliberations, when we have that testimony and that evidence-based findings, that's the time for us then to go forward. But in the meantime, we have this strategy in place, and I think it would be appropriate that the other motions might be deferred in the context of that strategy. Thank you, delegates.